Morning everybody. I hope lockdown is treating you well. I hope you're staying in, you're staying safe and doing what you should be doing. That's the main thing, looking after yourself, looking after each other and keeping out of people's way for the moment until lockdown is lifted. But if you're fortunate enough to have a little bit of land like me, it's nice to be able to get out a little bit and just get a bit of fresh air. We've got a couple of fields which are approximately half a mile from the house. We've got horses in one. And we've got another one which is predominantly for hay, but I've got a little bit of a track around it. Which I use, from time to time throughout the year. It's nice to be able to come down here every now and again and just do like an hour's ride. It's only a small sort of place. I've got the perimeter of the field and a little bit of an enduro section on one edge of it. So like I say, it's nice to be able to get down here anytime I want and get a bit of bike time. But at the moment that bike time is not allowed, so I've just come down to have a look and see what the track's like at the moment. The weather's been really nice of late, as you know. You can't believe just over a month ago the rain we had, the flooding we had locally was unbelievable, and now it's absolutely bone dry. The river's quite low as well. But I've just come to have a look and see what the track is like and how things are growth wise. I mean, if I'm not riding down here regularly, things get overgrown quite quickly. So let's go have a look. So this is the 8-acre field which we have for hay. We get a crop of it every year. Last year we got a really good crop from this field and the other two smaller paddocks we've got in the other field. We've got the other field divided up into sections which we get hay from. Right, we're just coming down the back straight now into the first corner, and it's really hard pack at the moment is this. Although we've not had a lot of rain, the grass is starting to grow nicely. Now into the next section, and when we get up to the top I'll get out of the car and have a walk and just have a look at a few of the bits and tell you what my plans are to do with some of these sections. This area here gets pretty boggy a lot. It's really dry at the moment. So we'll just go have a quick walk through this first section. So we're into the first bit of the enduro loop, and a nice little sort of run up here. It's a nice little climb up into the sort of gauze area. Be careful, I've only got trainers on at the moment because there's some sharp sort of thorns underfoot. As you can see, I'm going to have to do a bit of work and start cutting, trimming down here. The brambles grow over quite quickly. I have to come through with the hedge cutter, trim it off so I'm not catching anything as I ride through. Quite low. But it took me probably about a month to initially cut this track out, coming down for a few hours sort of each day and doing bits at a time. So we'll just walk through that section there, dropping back down into the field, quite a steep area. So we just walked along from that last section here up to the next section. Let's put the wide angle on, it's better. And again, up a nice like steep little climb. Oh, I'm sliding all over the place here. Very slippy, very dry. No grips on my trainers. But onto this sort of levelled area here. Now my plan is, I'm going to have to cut these gauze bushes down. They have come over quite quickly, then grown over quite quickly. Cut those down. But on the top here, I fancy having a little bit of a jump. Couple of logs, getting a bit of a double in. Probably 2 logs about 8 feet apart. And so up the hill, hit the first one, bit of a jump, clear the gap onto the other side, and drop down back onto the field, down this very loose section. Okay, and then we're into a quick sort of right turn up behind that bush up there. Up behind that bush and dropping down back into the field before we go into the trees. So we'll have come down there, down that bit of a slope from behind that tree, moving on the next section into the more trees. It's a bit of a loop in here really, just in the trees and back out, but I'm planning on cutting through on top. So the option is you can either come into the trees and go straight up the bank onto the top up there, or you can do the loop between the trees, back out onto the field, and then it's an immediate right up the climb up here. So if we're down here, I'm just trying to get my foot in because, like I say, it's very loose. It's like sand is this at the moment. So up onto the top. So if we've got the other option of straight up the bank, which we've just did through the trees. So if we're doing a bit of racing, as we do sometimes, we get a few guys down here. We have a ride round together. The option is one of the guys, if you're a bit faster, take a shortcut up through the trees and straight in onto this track, and then we'll move on through here, through this single track to the next section. Quite a flowing, twisty section is this. Get a bit of speed up through it. To come through with shears and just trim it down a little bit. And then as we get out onto the top, we've got a couple of options as to what we want to do. You can do an immediate left turn down the hill back to the field and do an immediate right back on, or we can continue straight on the top. It's a nice straight, and on here I'm definitely going to put a jump in or something, get some logs in. We can jump some logs or do whatever really. It's quite a fast section. I brought the quad bike down here a few times to fly it out and get some of these brambles trampled down, just to clear it. So we're now on to the end of the sort of enduro section. So if we'd have dropped back down before, would have been on the field, then back up here, up the slope, back onto the top of the old railway line as it was, loop round the tree, back down the slope and into the field, and then back on, flat out down the field to the corner, flat out again, and then back up into the enduro section. So that's a bit of an insight into my small practice track. Like I said before at the start of the video, it's very nice to get down here for the odd hour during the summer or after work and just have an hour's ride and get some bike time. Just keeps the fitness going, that's the main thing. But until we get this lockdown lifted, it's totally out of bounds at the moment. But I've got some things in the pipeline. We've got the studio at home, which is being prepared at the moment. I've just been doing a lot of DIY work, getting that done. I did some painting yesterday, I've got the floor to paint. A bit of finishing on the ceiling to do. So hopefully in the next couple of months we're going to be doing some video work at home. It's nice and private. We'll also be doing some things back at the Eurotech workshop once we get back to work. But I'm working on a 2009 EXC lightweight adventure project bike at the moment. I've got an adventure spec universal fairing fitted to it, so I'm looking forward to getting out on some trails sometime in the near future and testing that. In the meantime, from me, stay safe, stay at home, do what you've got to do, protect each other, protect lives, that's the main thing. Protect the NHS by following the government guidelines. See you soon.